Hello traders, welcome to today's market update. It is the start of a new week. I hope you all had a great weekend. I hope you are back here feeling fresh and ready to start the week with new opportunities, great trades to come, and yeah, I hope you all are feeling very good. So Bitcoin, it has had a bit of a pullback. Okay, we'll go over the move down that we had. Well, we had a slight bounce at the weekend when we came into that really critical to 22,200 level that we were looking at, which was our big point of control of the recent uptrend. We had a bounce off of that. That was to be expected. It was quite a nice move. But then what we found, the POC shifted. It's then started the new week. We had a close that was what, $20 below the top of the range previously, and I can just show you this on here. So if we do go over onto this wick, you can see here our weekly open being just below the top of the previous, well, kind of the top of this range, okay, where we really had some major liquidity when we had this initial breakout. I'm not looking too much into that, to be honest, but we did see that as we got that close, it immediately triggered some further selling to the downside, and we find ourselves now at, again, another fairly important area of the charts. We do have to look still at that 22,200 level as being very critical to where price is. And if I do just shift this over a little bit, what you can see here, okay, you can see as we came down into that point of control on Saturday, had the bounce, then we had a move up, a little SFP here, and we'll go over that on the lower time frames in just a second. And then where we are sat right now, that POC actually shifted up as we were in that range. As we shifted up, that's when we got that spike up, that close below, then that closed below the previous high of the range, and that initiated a further move to the downside. Now on the USDT pair, we are sat right at the value area high of our previous range, and we have some really good volume here. This is also supported from an anchored with an anchored VWAP from the low. Okay, so from this trending move up, we do have the anchored VWAP here, and it is giving us some support. However, we do need to be aware that within, well, what is above us now is obviously resistance. What you do not really like to see on Bitcoin is when it does these kind of three moves down. Often you find that it starts to accelerate down from that point, so we do need to be aware that a move down towards the POC here, a move down towards the daily level, a move down towards this golden pocket region, if we do just pull this from here to here, is definitely something that you do need to be aware of. Okay, so if we are to get some more downside, if we are to, like, well, we are confirming this, basically backtesting that 22,200 region as resistance as we speak. Okay, we just came up almost into it this morning. It would be nice to see a bit more of a move up, but if we do start to roll over here, this is really the next main area that I am looking at for support. Okay, at that stage, it starts to look a little bit more, well, I mean, it's kind of looking a bit bearish on the structure that we have at the moment, but it starts to look a little bit more bearish maybe as we come down here. Just something that I'm also just observing here. We've had a few of these play out recently, but maybe we are forming a bit of a wedge here. If you take out these wicks and you kind of do it into something that looks decent, then what we have seen we had a nice kind of descending wedge here, and then we had a rising wedge at the top. They've actually been working quite well, and they have been playing out. So if we can get that loss of momentum to the downside, okay, if we can start to hold within this region here, which is just below support, okay, it's not like massively lost that key support, that 22k, that 22,200 region. We're only just below it. So if we do manage to reclaim that throughout the day, and we can get a break back here above that weekly open, or above the daily open, the weekly open that we're currently at, then that could quite easily give us a bit more momentum towards the upside. And to have a deeper correction like this would increase the probabilities that you're going to see a bit of a bigger push out of it. But market structure locally, we have to be aware that 4-hour time frame, okay, we are clearly in a downtrend, and until that breaks, then we need to trade it as such. So that is really what I'm looking for on Bitcoin. The other thing to be aware of, if we do go over onto the USD pair here, you can see that we are caught within that value area, and our point of control and everything is still around that same region. But what we are doing, if we can see here, a very clear area of balance that is basically lining up with where we bounced from earlier. We don't, although the value area high on this particular chart is higher, and this is consistent with where our POC was within the uptrend, then we do still have, basically you can almost split this whole chart into two parts. Okay, you have this lower range here, yeah, which is quite nice. You can see every time it comes up, resistance, resistance, you have a little deviation, you have resistance, flips it into support. We're coming back down here, seeing if it's potentially support, and we have an upper range here, and you can see the volume that we've got within this area, this chop, a little bit of chop, a little bit of chop, and a little bit more chop here. So if we can fill out this region without falling back into this nice area of balance here, which obviously if we do fall into that, that increases the chances of us going much lower. But if we can still hold here, then it's not looking all that bad for Bitcoin. Okay, so yeah, overall just very, very neutral. Okay, we can trade whatever it is that the chart decides to give us on this occasion. Okay, we've got not a huge amount of levels above us from the weekend. However, we do have a nice daily level. We've got that weekly open, and we are sitting here on nice support. From a TPO perspective, okay, you can see here where we have come back into is basically, you can see the balance that we have below. Okay, and you can see that quite clearly on 1, 2, 3 of these days here, and then that's when you get your markup. And once again, we are just back testing. We're coming into the top of that little area of balance here. It'd be interesting actually to see if I can just drag this along a little bit, see where that is. That's an anchored VWAP from our entire range. And then if we do the VWAP from the low here, you can see again roughly where we are, around that, consolidating around where we do have the VWAP here on the TPO chart. We do have poor lows on the day. That could be something significant. We are coming back into the session VWAP. We have been rejected from that. Maybe that gives us a spike down. We have to be aware of there's a little area of single prints that takes us down towards that 20,800, 20,700 region that we do have it as our next area of support down. So everything kind of lines up quite nicely together. I don't know why that profile is double. Reset, still double, fair enough. And yeah, so that is the TPO. If we look at, let's have a quick look at Ethereum, because that did something quite nice. Oh no, I'll just go on the lower time frame. So let's just go onto the 15-minute chart here, and we can just see how we were able to get that short opportunity last night from Bitcoin. Now this obviously is where you were holding that POC originally. So if we go onto here and we do take this back to the point in which where we were holding, okay, you could see that point of control area, that 22,200 that I keep saying, that was the area where we started to have those little 3 spikes down into that support here. We managed to get a reversal, change that local market structure, get a move back up to the top of this little mini range that we have here, a little SFP off of the highs, okay, and at the same time Ethereum took out the highs, its local highs, which gave a really good short opportunity. And then of course we saw that immediately rejected. We have a close that wasn't the best close, and we find ourselves coming all the way back down to, on the USDT pair, the value area high of the lower range here. So that was just a little bit of a trade opportunity last night that came quite late in the night there. But yeah, just something else to note on this. On Ethereum, okay, I just want to quickly cover Ethereum. So this finally filled some short positions for me, and these were some fairly large short positions. I do think that we are more likely to see a bigger pullback on Ethereum, and if Ethereum is almost acting as a little bit of a leader at the moment, it was leading on the move up. It has continued that whilst Bitcoin has been having its consolidation. It's remained strong, but what I'm seeing up here isn't great, and I do think a move down on Ethereum is a little bit more likely, unless of course we can see Bitcoin and legacy markets show some real strength into the open. I do think more downside is likely. It's quite common that like 1, 2, 3, 4 times you've had very quick reactions off of this support at the lows on each occasion. At this time I would expect some kind of rolling over, especially with the lack of momentum that you saw to the upside, and that would lead us down to potentially lower targets on here. Now we do have a nice weekly level on here, 1,422. I do think we're likely to go a bit lower than that if we do get a pullback, but as an initial bounce, taking out all the liquidity from this range coming into that weekly could be kind of decent. You also have the wick from these highs over here, and then of course if you lose that, it takes us back down into a small little 4-hour 8-hour region order block, and then we have your POC value area high. I'm not really paying attention to that value area high, although it does line up quite nicely with these highs. I'd be paying mostly attention to this 1220 region on here, up towards that 1250 region, I think, on Ethereum, if we do get a deeper retrace. So yeah, you can see here where you have the value area high in an area that has very little balance. I would expect that to either you're going to bounce around here, or you're just going to flush through, and then yeah, you're going to do that kind of thing. Okay, so Ethereum, similar situation, but just a little bit more of an extreme move and giving a really good opportunity. So this was the 4-hour high that we were looking at. We were looking for price to come into that 4-hour order block. It had just missed it on a couple of occasions. Finally, you hit into it like perfectly last night, like absolutely perfectly, those highs, and then we saw that bigger retrace from there, which has actually given a really good move. So I was able to get in yeah, very nice position off of this last night, and we've had a 10% move to the downside. So yeah, pretty happy about that. The S&P 500, okay, what that also did is came into major resistance. Okay, it's the same thing. It's a 4-hour order block, or a region of 4-hour volume. Basically, it's not a block like as a block, but it is a nice region of consolidation that you can see very clearly on the 4-hour chart, and that is what gave us these 4-hour highs, again very similar to what we see on Ethereum, coming into that, getting that big rejection, but so far just holding above the highs of the previous range. So as long as the legacy markets, the S&P 500, can hold within this area, if it can flip this 4018 region, which again, you heard me talking about 4018 so much last week, that is where we came into. If we can flip that, then I do think we're likely to see a move up towards the highs of, well, basically these previous highs that we saw back here. NASDAQ as well. Okay, NASDAQ came into that daily level, it came into this previous range, got a little bit of a rejection, but as of yet, still maintaining this uptrend, so there is that to be aware of. The DXY holding support. Okay, it did take out some major lows on Friday, I think this was Friday or Saturday, Friday night, one of those days. Had a bounce, now coming back down again. So again, on the DXY, if we are to see a larger pullback, remember we've got a big void below us here. So whoops, DXY looking as if we do start to break down on here, obviously that would be a little bit more positive for the rest of the markets. Not too much else more to say on this, really. We do have, of course, anyone who, well, if you are new to this channel, then please do go and check out tauruscrypto.com. Okay, pull that up on the screen here. Do go and check out tauruscrypto.com. We are currently running a very special offer, so if you do go and have a look on here, you can follow us on YouTube, where you're at. You can go onto the Twitter, you can also join our Discord. If you do go onto Twitter, what you'll see recently is we did post here, we do have Taurus Crypto Schools out for summer, trade with the crew for just £69. So this is an offer that is available. We'll probably run this until the end of the month. It gives you 1 month of crew membership. So if you want to try out the crew, if you want to see what it's all about, I'll explain that in just a moment. Then we are offering that for £69 for a month. So that is there on the Twitter. You can learn more about that. And if you do go onto the website and you click on the crew section here, then you can see this little bit here. You can sign up to the special offer by clicking on this, or you can pay with crypto. You can see the banner here, nice and summary colors standing out for you if you would like to take advantage of that offer. The other thing that I did want to go over very quickly, as we are on Twitter, is just the week ahead. Okay, so we've got a big week for earnings. We've got Google, Microsoft, Facebook, Meta, Spotify, Amazon, and Apple all reporting between Tuesday and Thursday this week. We do also have FOMC on Wednesday, and GDP, US GDP, on Thursday. So we could be set for some more volatility over the course of the week, especially with this is the big week for earnings, with a lot of those major tech stocks being involved, and we do have FOMC to liven things up even more. Okay, so other than that, I think that's everything that I really wanted to cover in today's video. I will keep it at that, keep it fairly short. And yeah, I hope everyone has a great day. I hope you have some great trades. If you would like to learn, or if you need any more information about the offer, or you'd like to contact us, please do. There is a Let's Chat function on the website. I'll just go back over there and I will show you. If you do go to the Let's Chat function over here on the website, it's underneath me. You can see it here in the corner. Then you can click on this and you can kind of, yeah, say hello to myself, or to another member of staff, and they can help you out with getting set up if you would like to join the crew. There's also plenty more information about the crew membership itself here if you are interested. You can see we do trading rooms basically every day. Okay, this consists of live trading, looking at the charts in real time, finding those real setups. We've got tons of educational content. We have a brand new harmonic series, again, that has just been released. Okay, so again, this is another little tweet. So we do have our brand new harmonic series that has been made by Swooping Hawk, who is a fantastic contributor to the crew. So that is really amazing if you would like to check that out. And again, just ton more educational content and things that are out there. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Please do hit the like button. Please do subscribe if you have not done so already, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you. Bye.